Good morning, CST family. Hopefully you can hear us. I think I'm starting to get the hang of at least the audio controls, so I think we're good to go. I'm going to start with our calendar that we do every InService or every YouTube video so far that we've been doing. So give me just 2 seconds to get that pulled up real quick, and we'll get going from there. Obviously today we are doing the YouTube live video. The paint party that we have been scheduling for several months now is tomorrow from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. It does cost $25. There will be a light dinner, and all of your supplies will be provided, so you won't need to bring anything. The canvas, the paints, the brushes are all included, and we will have an instructor that's going to be helping us paint the most pretty picture ever. So that's exciting. I'm excited for that. And then on August 5th, we have our CST lot barbecue from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. That is our very last CST lot barbecue for the summer. So if you have not joined us yet for one of the summer barbecues, you want to make the last one the one that you come to, because we're going to go big on that one. So we hope to see you on next Friday. And then the ever anticipated bid preview days are on August 8th and August 9th from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. And this is where you're going to want to come and preview all of the routes, because they are very different than what we have previously had from years past. We are going to be changing lots of things. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what the routes for next year are going to look like. We have 6 new regions, whereas every year previous to this one we only had 3. We had the North, the South, and the Central. Now we have 6 main regions, and then 3 other categories that I'll discuss here in a second. We have the Mountain View region, and all of the routes that are in the Mountain View region are going to start with a letter V. So those routes are going to be like V01, V02, like Mountain View. That's where we got the V from. And the reason we went with V instead of M is because we have Meridian High School region. All of those routes are going to be the M routes, M01, M02, M03. Oahe will be O. Eagle will be E. Centennial will be C routes, which is one of the few letters we were able to keep from what we have known from the past. And then I'm missing one. Meridian, Centennial, Mountain View, Oahe, Rocky Mountain region will be ours. And what these new routes are going to look like is all of the routes, all of the routing and all of the schools that are on each route will be in that same region. So Centennial routes will all have schools that are in the Centennial region. Rocky, same thing. Meridian, same thing. They're all, the routes will be much more condensed. And the other thing that you're going to notice, not right now, sorry. And then the other piece that the piece that we are going to also need, sorry, let me think what I was trying to say.
Being condensed.
Yeah, so they're being condensed. Oh, and then the enforcement to walk to stop. So the stops are going to be pulled out of the neighborhood. They're going to be mostly along the main roads, or just right outside the main roads, especially for middle school and high school. The elementary, so the walk to stop policy for middle school and high school students is 0.8 miles. So they can walk almost a mile to their stop according to district policy before we are out of policy. So a lot of those stops are pretty far from each other. And then for elementary students, it is 0.4 miles. that the district policy is. So those are a little bit more closer together, but not by a lot. So one of the things that is very noticeable on the route sheets, we've been doing route evaluations for weeks now, testing these routes to make sure that they are that they're efficient and that they run well. The thing that we're noticing is that there are some of the routes that had 12 and 14 stops have 4 or 5 maybe. A lot of the routes that had 4 or 5 stops have 1 or 2 stops. So they are a lot more focused, and they are a lot more efficient. So that is those are some of the changes that you'll see on these routes. And so that's kind of what we're looking at, some of the things that you're going to look for. It's one of the reasons why we weren't able to have people maintain their same route, because the routes that we are used to seeing are long gone. We don't have them anymore, and we have a lot of changes and things that were asked of us by the district, and so we have made our best efforts to get those changes implemented. And so you'll want to come in for preview days on August 8th and August 9th. August 10th through the 12th are the bid days that are by appointment. So if you haven't by now received a call from someone in dispatch or a helper from dispatch telling you your bid days, you're going to want to call dispatch and get that time and appointment, that date and time. There is an important caveat that I have that I wanted to remind everyone. Occasional drivers, so if you only drive an AM or PM route, you will not be able to bid until after all of the full-time drivers, the drivers that are able to drive AM and PM, have bid. So if you have a bid appointment time and date, and you are only planning on coming for you're only planning on driving either an AM or a PM route, then you're going to need to call dispatch, because we are scheduling occasional route bids for after Monday the 15th. And they will be able to provide a bid date and appointment for you at that time. And the reasoning for this is simple. It is been proven time and time again in multiple studies that the consistency for students and children is vital to their success in learning and in their school day. And so being able to have a very small part, but still a part in being able to provide that consistency to those kids is our number one priority. And it's important to remember that we're all doing this and we're all in this for the kids. And so we want to be able to provide that kind of consistency to as many routes as possible. It is a goal of all the companies in STA to have full-time AM and PM only drivers. So that's just something that all of the occasional drivers need to keep in mind, is while we appreciate the you being able to come in and be here, we really want to be able to provide that consistency to our students. So it's important to know that going forward. So if you are going to be an occasional driver or monitor, those bid days are going to be on August 15th, Monday, August 15th. And then on August 16th is the mandatory general in-service that we have been planning, and it's going to be unlike anything I have ever seen before. And I know I've only been in this industry for about 6-7 years now, but we have some pretty big things planned for that day. I think it's going to be very educational and very eye-opening. I hope that we do you guys justice in getting you the training that we all need for the start of the startup. And then on August 17th, all of the SPED drivers and monitors will be coming in from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. to do SPED in service. And that is completely separate and different from the SPED training that's been ongoing this summer. That is a requirement by our corporate office to get all of our drivers retrained in SPED. SPED in service and SPED training, two different things. So SPED in service is August 17th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that is a required in service for all drivers who potentially could be driving sped routes or are going to be bidding on sped routes, or by bids are going to be over by then. So all the sped drivers that win a sped route will be required to attend that, as well as the monitors. And there will be a box lunch also served at that in-service. August 16th, I forgot to mention, we are going to have food trucks. All of our the big favorite food trucks, the off the griddle burgers and then off the grid pizza. Both of those trucks will be here for in-service on the 16th. So, and then August 22nd is mock day. So all of the drivers will be coming in and running their AM portions of their route as if it was the first day of school. So you'll be showing up at your swipe time at the dispatch desk and getting your keys and driving your route, the AM portion only. And that is only for drivers. That first part of the 22nd is mock day. That's only for drivers. But we have a student management and operations in service that will follow mock day that will start at 10 a.m. And so for those of you guys that bid and win an Eagle Lot route, you'll be all shuttling together to come down to the Meridian Ward Lot. And we'll be doing a student management and operations in service, and that is going to also be, it's a new thing that we've been putting together because we had such an issue with student management this last year. We've done a lot of revamping of the student management processes and being able to provide you guys with training on some of the circumstances that happen on a bus will also help to improve the student management experience, and we'll be able to knock this next school year out of the park. And then finally, August 23rd will be the first day of school, and we are all anticipating that to be it's not a minimum day or an early release day like we are used to. It is a full day. We're not going to be having drivers cover kindergartens. All of the kindergartens that are getting bused are full day kindergartens. So the middays have shrunk pretty drastically. And so it's going to be a lot. There's a lot of things that have been put into place to make us successful and to have a great startup. So I am excited and hopeful. And that's pretty much, I believe that's all the things that I had. And we have one more piece that I wanted to talk about, and that is our SMC open position. So we are looking to get that filled probably after the school year starts, but I am accepting the applications for that. So if you are interested in becoming a student management coordinator and working with the schools and the parents and the students on the bus conduct, shoot me your resume or bring it in, and I will get you. I have a folder that I'm collecting those in. I'll be getting those interviews set up probably sometime mid or late August, and hopefully getting that person hired for the start of September. So those are all my announcements. I know it's a lot, but that's all I got, Terry.
Nope, that was great. And let me just say hallelujah to no half days. That's always was problematic. So glad to hear that we have a full first day. So thank you also, Rebecca, for clarifying the difference between the SPED in-service and the SPED classroom training. So the classroom training is for every driver, every monitor, anybody who interacts with students. The company redid the classroom instruction for our special needs, and they want all drivers, regardless of the route that you drive, to have this. This way, too, you also will be able, if you want to cover, say, a midday or something like that, you could step in and do cover that. We'll make sure you get the hands-on portion as well. But instead of us scrambling, going, oh, have you had it? Have you not had it? We don't know. Now we know everybody's going to have it. So we have our first in-person class going right now. Val Bettine is out there with probably about 30, 40 people, which is great. I have another in-person day set up for August 4th, and we have 2 more online days. Tomorrow, July 27th, that class is full, and then August 3rd. I am still taking a few people for the August 3rd online class. After August 4th, though, we're just going to go to in-person, and I will figure out where we're going to slot those in around our bid previews and our bidding. I have about 100 people who have not responded to phone calls, emails, text that still need to be scheduled in. And so I'm going to go hard after that. If we get into the start of the school year and you still have not done that classroom, you could be potentially being pulled off of a route to get that classroom training done. It's that important. This has to be done. Because we want to make sure that we're transporting the kids as safely as possible, and that we as drivers and monitors are understanding the needs of the students, our responsibility to those students, because we have a legal obligation as well as our job and our moral obligations to our students. So yeah, you're going to hear me. You're probably getting sick of hearing me talk about the SPED classroom training. So other than that, I do want to talk a little bit about our DVIRs, the Daily Vehicle Inspection Report. So this coming year, one of the changes in the safety department is I'm going to be auditing those on a regular basis. Actually, one of my trainers will be auditing those because this is a legal document. In the event of an accident, that DVIR becomes part of the evidence, especially if this has to go to court. If a student has been injured or somebody outside of the bus has been injured, they're going to look at, is that bus in the best mechanical? Should it have even been on the road? And I'm seeing a lot of lazy mistakes. Now I have a poster up out in the driver lounge area. It's a sample one. I'm also today going to be creating a training video that will go up here on the YouTube channel, and I will link that as well about the DVIR, what the expectations are, what needs to be filled out. Because if you're turning in DVIRs that are not being filled out correctly, you're going to get a little coaching from the trainer. Look, you need to be doing this. You need to put that state inspection certificate date. You have to have your pressures down. What was your low air pressure warning? What's your cut in? What's your cut out? These have to be documented. You can't just make giant lines, all the little NAs. I understand, it's a little extra time, but you are given enough time in that pre-trip time to get that completed. So want to make sure that we're doing these completely and correctly as well. Sorry, getting to me today. So temperatures are getting hot. Please keep yourself hydrated. Look forward to seeing everybody as we get closer to the start of school. I am excited for our back to school in-service. It's going to be interesting for sure. I went through this training probably about 10 years ago, where they flipped some buses and did a mass casualty scenario, and it was eye-opening. It's a good time to think about what would I do in this type of situation. Just thinking through it, it's always good to prepare ourselves, arm ourselves. So Rebecca, that's all I have.
Okay, I did actually think of something else that I needed to discuss, and that is Arizona, our Sierra Vista location in Arizona. We are looking for about 2 to 3 more drivers. I needed a total of 6. I have 3 spots filled up and a tentative 4th position filled right now. I do need a couple more people who are interested in going to Sierra Vista, Arizona, August 1st through the 12th. Let me explain a little bit about what the expectations are. So August 1st is a travel day. That'll be when you're flying out and traveling to Arizona. That's going to be an 8-hour paid day. And then on August 2nd is dry runs, and they're going to be dry running multiple routes. So that will also be a full day that you'll be paid at a driver rate. Then on school for the Sierra Vista location in Arizona starts on August 3rd. And so that's when routes will begin. And August 3rd through the 12th is when you potentially, our CST employees, will be assisting that location in getting those routes fulfilled while they're finalizing and finishing up the training on the last few drivers that are currently already in training. They just need 2 more additional weeks to get them finished up and on the road. So we're hoping to help with that and be able to run routes for the first 8 days of the school year for them. So, and for anyone that does volunteer, it is an 8-hour guaranteed day each work day, and there is a $35 per diem per day that will be put on your next check. So those you're going to get paid an 8-hour guarantee at your driver rate, and there's a per diem each day for your meals that'll be put on onto your next check right after the trip. And anyone that goes, if you are going to, obviously you're going to miss your bid days, we are going to accommodate that and provide virtual preview days for those drivers, as well as virtual bidding days. Or if you decide that you want to go through a proxy and give someone the list of routes that you want to bid on and have that person bid for you. Either way, we're going to be very flexible because we are looking to support our new location over in Arizona, and don't want anyone to feel like they would be at a detriment for being able to volunteer and go on the trip. So we'll make it work no matter what. And I'm still looking for a couple of drivers. So what I would like to do, what I would like for you to do is to text me to my office line. It's area code 208-715 5213, and let me know that you're interested in helping the Arizona location get off their feet and have a successful startup. And this is going to be a first come first serve because I do only have a couple more positions. So make sure that if you're really planning, if you would really like to go, make sure you text me quickly. So that's I think all I have for this call.
I do want to put a little plug in for those that are thinking about going to Arizona. They're air-conditioned buses. So if you're thinking, oh my word, Arizona in August, are you insane? And I have traveled before with this job, and it's really a good opportunity. You'll get to know those folks in Arizona. You're going to get to know the employees that you're traveling with a little bit better. You'll have a decent room. It's not ramshackle conditions. I really encourage those of you who are on the fence about it, maybe take this opportunity. It's again air-conditioned buses. So
awesome. Thank you for adding that, because I did. That's a very important point, especially Arizona in August. I'm glad that you brought that up. Well, so that's all we have for you guys today. I appreciate you guys joining us, and we will see you guys next Tuesday on YouTube Live, if not sooner. All right, guys, have a great day, and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.
bye.